Welcome back, it's Heresy Thursday once again. It is actually Heresy Thursday this time, it's not Heresy Friday. We're back to the normal schedule. We do not have another Primarch. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine if they'd done that though? Now I'm kind of thinking to myself that would have been an absolutely incredible move by GW to do two Primarchs 1 week after the next. I mean, come on, that would have been great. They haven't done that, so really all of that totally irrelevant. What they have done is shown more Mechanicum stuff, which, let's be honest, we all want to see more Mechanicum. The only thing is, it's not usable in 40k, and I feel like half the comments I see on this stuff at this point are along the lines of, I absolutely love this, I only wish I could use it for 40k and not just the Horus Heresy, because overall, I feel like the court of public opinion is in that perhaps Mechanicum is slightly stylistically more accepted than Mechanicus. Maybe that's just, a bit of bias from those comments that I read that show up on the channel fairly often, but it's kind of what it feels like at times. Anyway, this got me, right? This one. So this is the Ursarax cohort, which really messed me up, because when I was trying to find the Forge World equivalents of these, which by the way are gone from the website already, so the resin ones they're gone. Rest in peace, resin versions of the Ursarax cohorts. It was a slight issue because, as you can see from the headline of this, although I haven't refreshed it, so it might be that this is fixed already. There should be an R between these two, which made looking them up kind of tricky. But as you can see here, they don't show up. I've searched for them. I've searched for them on the site. They're gone. It's plastic or nothing, although that's hardly a downgrade, is it? These are the lads in question, and once again, they've just done what we want. They've taken the resin thing, they've made it plastic, and as such, improved it, in terms of price and availability. Anyway, the merits of the different materials, that's a debate that could go on for hours, so we're not going to bother. But once again, they look like pretty faithful reproductions of what was available before, but in a different material, and nothing to sniff at. So if we take a look at the older versions here, I did manage to find some pictures. I mean, they look good. Admittedly, I think they look better in that colour scheme than the red colour scheme, but this has always been a decent looking unit. They are a bit chunky, they are a bit clunky, but they're also relatively graceful at the same time, which is, I think, a difficult line to tread. It feels like there's maybe some more cables going on these ones than there were on the resin ones. Just a little bit of extra here and there. Although some of that is down to the angle of the photographs being taken. It's kind of different for this squad and the ones that they're showing off from today's article. But overall, I mean, they've taken the cool thing, they've made it more widely available. Now to complain about there. There is something about those kind of like jump packs they've got that I don't know why, they just look really, really good. There's something oddly like rugged and almost industrial about them, but I can't really put my finger on what it is. I think also the fact that they've gone for such a very clear and obvious design, where it's like you see it and it's like, that just looks like he's got an engine on his back. It's less refined, or at least it feels less refined than, say, the jump packs on, like, Assault Space Marines. So it feels like they are slightly different. They perform the same function, basically, I think, but these just look way more, like, heavy-duty and way more hard-wearing, and I couldn't really explain why that is. I think because it does just have that, like, borderline jet engine strapped onto the back of a thing look, it just adds something a bit more raw to it. It feels less refined, but at the same time it's attached to a robot with very clearly well articulated parts that can stand on its own 2 feet despite being massively top heavy. So you know that kind of refinement is there, and you know that skill with, developing this kind of like robotics. It's, they can clearly do it, but for some reason just that jump pack on the back really makes them look oddly more brutal than, say, your Assault Marines. I quite like the heads on these as well. I've never really twigged how cool the heads are, but the heads are pretty fun. I like the variety between the different claws as well. You got some with the kind of armoured ends, but then you also got these really horrible, spiky, curved, blade-like ones. There's also, I think, a decent mix of poses going on here. I'm not 100% on the squad size. We'll have to scroll down and find out. Be interesting if they have increased that squad size, though. Let's not speculate. Let's look. We're at the article, so let's see. Oh, also, if you didn't know, the Ursarax is the pet project of one Explorator Majos Inabrin Falcon. I'm assuming we're just going to gloss over the fact that the last name is Falcon, which is a type of bird, although they've obviously spelt it differently, and these things have a jump capability brought on by a big engine strapped to the top of them. Whether that's intentional on their part, whether they made the jump infantry something that was created by a guy who has a bird name for his last name, I don't know, but it feels like it could be a thing. Let's be honest, it's more sensible than Arkan Land and the Land Raider, so we can probably let it slide. Got some nice close-ups as well. They do look good. They do look good. Oh, it's such a fun unit. Just a small thing, but I'm loving the highlight work going on those cables on the back there. Very nice. And there we go. Be able to reinforce your own tank martyr with these close combat monsters in the near future. When that is, we don't know. But with a plastic kit which contains 6 with lightning claws, Volkite incinerators, and the option to arm 2 with power fists instead of claws. So that's fun. I am pretty sure the Forge World ones came in packs of 3, but I could be totally wrong. So let me know in the comments if I've misremembered that. Either way, another fun addition to the Mechanicum from Heresy Thursday. It looks like they are just properly committed to shifting everything over to plastic, which is incredibly good news. Mostly because there are things in that range that I want to get my dirty, grubby little mitts on, which I'm unwilling to pay the high price for them because I won't be putting them together as standard, and I don't want to chop them up because converting with resin is not my idea of fun. Or at least not as much fun as just using plastic stuff anyway. Let me know what you think of those in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, and I will see you for the next one.